You're trying to be a good parent, you stay calm, you do everything right, and your child still hits you or throws something across the room. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted. You're trying so hard. So why does it feel like nothing is working? If you have ever tried gentle parenting and felt like it's leaving you completely exhausted while your child becomes even more out of control, you are not alone. You weren't given the full picture, and that one missing piece is making everything harder than it needs to be. In this video, I'm going to show you the one mistake almost every parent makes with gentle parenting, and the 3 shifts that will completely change how your child responds to you. Part 1. The gentle trap and overcorrecting. Most of us grew up in homes where emotions were not allowed. You were told to stop crying or else you'd be given a reason to cry. So when we became parents, we made a promise. I will never do that to my child. I will be gentle. So we bought the books. We downloaded the scripts. We followed the Instagram accounts with the pastel backgrounds. We were going to do this right, but we overcorrected. We swung the pendulum completely to the other side. We started believing something dangerous, that saying no means hurting them. So we stopped saying it. Let me ask you something. Are you parenting your child or reacting to your past? This isn't to shame you, it's to free you. Because many of us are so terrified of repeating the trauma of our past, we became scared of our children's negative emotions. Because when your child cries, your body reacts, your heart races, your chest tightens, and your brain goes into panic mode. Fix it. Make it stop. We negotiate with a 3-year-old. We give them the cookie before dinner just to keep the peace. One compromise at a time, we blur our own boundaries without even noticing. Your job isn't to stop the crying. Your job is to stay steady when it happens. And this is where everything starts to make sense. Part 2. The science of boundaries. Let me show you what this feels like for your child. Imagine you are walking across a very high, narrow bridge in the pitch black. There are no handrails, no fences. The wind is blowing hard. You can't see the bottom. Every single step feels incredibly dangerous. You don't know where the edge is. How would you walk? You would walk slowly. You would feel terrified. You might even drop to the floor and refuse to move. Now, imagine that same bridge with high, strong, solid steel fences on both sides. Suddenly, you feel safe. You can run, you can play. You don't have to worry about falling because the fence will catch you. For a child, you are the fence. Your rules and boundaries are the handrails. Without you, they're on that bridge alone, in the dark, with no idea where the edge is. When you don't say no, when you let them run the house because you want to be gentle, you are taking away the fences, and that is terrifying for them. Psychologists have actually studied this for decades, and what they've found might surprise you. There are exactly 3 types of parents. The first is authoritarian. High rules, low warmth. Because I said so. This is what many of us grew up with. The second is permissive. High warmth, low rules. Whatever makes you happy. This is what most of us swung to. Most parents are stuck in type 1 or 2, and they don't even know it. And then there's a third one. This is the one nobody talks about enough. The third is authoritative. High warmth and high rules. Not because I said so, not whatever you want, but I love you, and the answer is still no. Research shows this third style produces the most emotionally healthy, resilient kids. And here's the thing. This is what gentle parenting was always supposed to be. Somewhere along the way, we lost the second half. So why does it feel so hard to do this? The answer is in your child's brain. Have you ever noticed how fast your child escalates? There's a part of their brain, like a smoke alarm. It goes off instantly. And the part that's supposed to calm things down? Barely online. So what happens when the alarm goes off, but there are no brakes? Their whole system floods. Everything hits at once. No off switch. You felt that before, right? In that moment, they're not trying to control you. They're looking at you to borrow your calm. So what do they see when you start to panic? If even the adult can't handle this, then I must be in danger. Gentle parenting without boundaries doesn't feel safe. It feels chaotic. And when you have no boundaries, there's nothing steady for them to borrow from. And this is where most gentle parenting advice completely breaks down. The advice tells you to validate, but it never tells you where validation ends and boundaries begin. That's the gap. And that's exactly what these 3 shifts fix. Part 3, Shift 1. Validation not equal to agreement. So how do we do both? Here's what nobody tells you. 3 shifts, and the first one is probably not what you expect. Shift number 1, separate the feeling from the behavior. Validation does not mean agreement. Most parents think validating means giving in. It doesn't. If your child hits you, a permissive parent says, "Oh, sweetie, please stop hitting mommy. It makes me sad. Don't you want to be a good boy?" Say that out loud. Actually say it. Feel what that does to your body. You just handed your emotional weight to a child who can barely tie their shoes. You're asking a kid who's already falling apart to manage your feelings too. That is way too much pressure for them. Here's what to say instead. Say, "I see that you are very angry right now. It's okay to be angry, but I will not let you hit me." Then, physically block their hand or move away. Hear the difference? The feeling is allowed. The behavior isn't. That's it. You are not shaming them for feeling angry. You're just being the adult in the room. This is true authoritative parenting. High empathy, high boundaries. The second shift is harder because it requires you to stop doing something that feels completely natural. Part 4, Shift 2, the captain mindset. The second shift is the captain of the ship mindset. When your child is having a tantrum, your child is in an emotional storm. If you are on a ship during a massive storm, what kind of captain do you want? Do you want a captain who sits on the floor crying with you? Do you want a captain who yells at you for being scared? No. You want a captain who stands tall at the wheel, looks calm, and says, "It's a rough storm, but I know how to sail us out of here." The captain doesn't try to negotiate with the wind. The captain doesn't beg the waves to stop crashing. The captain just steers. We want to be their friend, their equal. But psychologically, children do not want you to be their peer. They want you to be their leader. When your child screams, "I hate you," the captain doesn't take it personally. The captain knows it's just the storm talking. So next time your child melts down, here's what actually works. Don't talk. Don't explain. Just get close, breathe slowly, and stay steady. That's it. Your body is the message. Take a deep breath, lower your voice, speak slower. Your calm is what pulls them back. That's it. Psychologists call this co-regulation, and honestly, it's the most powerful tool you have. The third shift is the one most parents skip entirely, and it's the reason their kids keep pushing back. Part 5, Shift 3, Natural Consequences. The problem isn't that your child doesn't listen. It's that you're giving them too many words to process. Shift number 3, let natural consequences do the teaching instead of lecturing. A big flaw in modern gentle parenting is that we talk too much. We give TED Talks to toddlers. If you throw the iPad, it might break, and then we have to buy a new one, and money doesn't grow on trees. When your child is upset, their brain stops processing language. Full stop. They are not hearing your argument about finances. They are not hearing anything. Your speech is just noise, and it's making the meltdown worse. Here's what changes when you stop talking and start moving. If your child throws a toy, you calmly say, "Toys are not for throwing. Since you threw it, it goes away for the rest of the day." And then you take it away. Will they cry? Absolutely. They will probably scream, and that is completely fine. Your job is to sit there, be present, and let them feel disappointed. I know you are sad the toy is gone. It's hard. You don't rescue them. You don't give the toy back just to stop the crying. Actions have consequences. The world has rules. They need to know that. When you allow them to experience mild, safe disappointment now, you're building the muscle they'll need when life gets harder. The consequence does the teaching. You just stay close. That's how resilience gets built. Not from perfect parents, from consistent ones. Gentle parenting isn't about having a house with no rules, no tears, and no conflict. It's about being their safe place. Let them feel everything. You hold the line. This is the hardest work you'll ever do. Start with yourself. That's the only way it works. It takes practice. You will mess up, and that's okay. Take a breath. Really. A good parent isn't a perfect parent. A good parent is one who keeps showing up. The next time they walk into the room, you'll have another chance. That's all parenting really is. Another chance. I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 shifts do you find the hardest to practice? The script, the captain mindset, or natural consequences? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. You're doing a great job. Truly. You've got this. If this gave you a new way to see things, hit like. It helps more parents find this. And follow for more. Take a breath. Stay steady.